Thanks for watching. The beginning of every year offers the opportunity to take stock of the outgone one, and if you care, make projections for the new year. Bearing this in mind, Chuma Nwankore went to the streets of Owerri, the Imo State capital, to find out the expectations of the people for 2021. His findings are revealing and relatable. Take a listen.
Every year comes with hopes and aspirations. Most of all, the joy of partaking of it and the wish to achieve more than one did in the outgone year serves as a source of inspiration to push through the new year. The outgone year 2020 came with much excitement, but as the year progressed, it turned out in the opposite direction. By March 2020, the World Health Organization, WHO, had declared corona disease a global pandemic. This was characterized by months of lockdown and curfew that drastically affected businesses. Schools were shut down abruptly, and grief ravaged many families. As if that was not enough, the EndSARS protests, which came in the last quarter of 2020, compounded issues. These occurrences and more, no doubt, resulted in many looking forward to the end of the year.
2020 came with a lot of ups and downs. The expectations were obviously cut short. We went from the lockdown to recession to EndSARS protests to, there was a lot of disturbance.
COVID-19, I experienced it in 2020. Things was very difficult for every human being.
While many cannot hide their joy over the coming of the new year, religious leaders attributed the grace to break through the outgone year to God. They are, however, quick to point out the need for renewed hope and confidence that 2021 will be a great year.
God said that He has the last word, and the last word is that for us to have a hope in Him. So for 2021, I'm looking forward for the renewed hope in Christ Jesus.
Unless we go back and put those holy books in practice, definitely the hope will always be in abeyance. We cannot deceive God.
And in the midst of the sorrows and reasons to mourn, there is still hope. Because if you can't, hope is the only virtue, the only reason why you keep on struggling.
While the year may just be starting, some say it is not out of place to look at the positive side of life.
So expecting 2021, I'm looking forward for a productive year, a year full of peace, and a year full of opportunities and growth also.
2021, that is a year of moving forward, the year that we all see good things.
With the exchange of Happy New Year still in the air, why not enjoy the beauty of the moment while looking forward to a promising 2021?
Great to see that most people are optimistic, and that's the mindset needed to get through 2021. Next up, there is a cliche which states that what a man can do, a woman can do even better. Over time in Nigeria, we've seen this saying manifest in practical terms. Now, a woman, Aisha Bakari Gombe, is a leader of the Nigerian Hunters Association in Sarauniya Baka, Adamawa. At various times, she led hunters to successfully fight insurgency and other security challenges in the northeast. Bilkisu Abubakar tells us more about Aisha.
Every of the hunters, Aisha Bakari Gombe, is complementing the effort of security agencies in fighting insurgency operations, kidnapping and armed banditry, among other related security challenges, made her a hero in the eyes of many. What are your fears in battlefield of protecting your fatherland?
Ni a jeji ba na jin tsoro, ni na fi jin tsoro a gari, saboda a gari na san duk yawanci a garin kowa mugu ne, to ni cikin gari ya fi bani tsoro akan jeji. A kuma rayuwa na ni abun da dai yake bani tsoro wanda dai zai firgita ni, wallahi bai wuce kwado ko tsaka ba.
Aisha Bakari Gombe says inadequate logistics remains the major challenge in the course of her job.
muna da karancin kayan aiki sosai, ba mu da bindigogi manya, bindigogin da muke amfani da su kaga kalan su kanana ne, da su muke yin karfin hali kawai muke tunkaran su. Na biyun sa artashi da muke amfani da shi, kowa kadarorin sa yake sayarwa ya siya saboda yana neman kasan sa ta zauna lafiya. Ba mu da ababen hawa, motoci haya muke karba, hayan nan da muke karba ba lallai bane mu je mu samu, don za mu nema da kuɗin mu ga sunan ba za a ba mu ba saboda ana jin tsoro kada mu je jeji ko boko haram su kwace ko su kona musu.
Some hunters spoken to describe Aisha Bakari Gombe's courage and determination in fighting crimes and criminality as a natural gift.
We have to restore peace in our own society. So among the ladies, in fact, Aisha Bakari is one of the best fighter for restoring peace in Adamawa State.
Jiki ne dai na mata amma zuciya kan ba na mata bane, na maza ne. Don saboda yanda take jajircewa ta tsaya ta fada. Wallahi wannan namijin ma ba ya tsayawa ya fada haka.
The huntress has received several awards within and outside the country due to her selfless service to her fatherland.
What? A powerful woman in the true sense of the word. More grace to our elbow. Now, for centuries, the Nungu tribe of Nasarawa State made history as warriors who subdued the enemy and their territories, yet with prevailing peace conquered the hearts of many at the beginning of every year. They do this with a unique dance festival in appreciation to God for victories and abundant blessings on the land. Hamza Musa Merkafi reports on this captivating tradition.
The leader of the dance festival beckons, and in unison the dancers follow. Among them are the beautiful women of the land, are strong pillars of Rindre community.
Yeah, it has been a normal thing that we cannot keep them exceptional. We go along with them in anything we are doing. We even farm along with them. So in terms of festival like this, we ask them to dance along with us.
The rhythmic effect has not changed over generations. Nungu is a direct translation to say the people are warriors and without enemy to confront have embraced famine as main preoccupation. But as negative behavioral changes continue to affect progress, Professor of Law Onjegewado says embracing tradition is a clarion call for unity among the people.
Community as we progress, but the important thing is that at this moment we are always developing the understanding that gives people the sense of belonging, and as much as I know in our community, we believe that any person who is with us in the community, we share in his hopes and aspirations.
I like what is happening. I really like what's happening here.
I like my children to participate in because it's generation to generation.
The history of Nungu tribe migration to Nasarawa State is debatable. One account traced to hilly areas of present Bauchi State, and another points to famous Kororapa Kingdom, like many other tribes in Nasarawa State. The Nungu are also in Jema'a local government area of Kaduna State.
And that's how to keep a culture alive through dance. Thanks, Hamza. There are several communities in Nigeria that have carved a niche in culture, thus earning respect on a national scale, just like Wusasa, an indigenous Hausa Christian community in Zausa Emirate of Kaduna State. Their heritage spans centuries, giving rise to trailblazers who have left indelible marks in the fabrics of the Nigerian society. In this report, Tina Toro takes a look at the history and how the community is faring in today's world.
This is Wusasa, a quiet suburb in the ancient Zazzau Emirate. It is better known for the early activities of Christian missionaries leading to the establishment of the first church in northern Nigeria in 1929. The structure, built with traditional and indigenous materials unique to the north, the St. Bartholomew's Anglican Church still stands more than 9 decades after. Western education is another area that Wusasa played a role in its provision, with some of the relics still noticeable in old homes. Wusasa community also contributed to healthcare delivery in Zazzau Emirate, with St. Luke's Anglican Hospital being at the center.
Women and men were taught at the Jumi Megarke school. Now then, it became so cramped, they needed to expand. So they were given the permission to go and look for anywhere that they think fit, so their place will expand. And that was how Reverend Bullen, who later became Bishop Bullen, came out from the city and located Wusasa.
The community has produced great personalities who have blazed the trail in various fields of endeavor. The first pharmacist Barau Dikko, first female ambassador Rhoda Muhammad, first indigenous vice chancellor of Ahmadu Bello University Zaria, Professor Ishaya Audu, first female deputy governor in the north, Pamela Sadauki, amongst others.
The efforts of the missionary was just not to proclaim the gospel, was also to raise leadership, which you can see they achieved that by raising all these first.
Wusasa has maintained this through the generations.
His discipline, fear of God, respect of your person, and respect of others, decent behavior, and community spirit.
I have served in the Nigerian Customs Service for 33 years approximately, and I have attained the position of Assistant Controller General, basically based on professionalism and discipline.
The Bible tells me clearly what I should do, and I live by the tenets of the Bible: truthfulness, honesty, and everything else will follow.
They speak with nostalgia, looking at the past against what is obtainable now.
It all boils down to how you carry yourself, how you behave yourself, and that adds up to what you are. And that comes up as an advantage.
And, when you compare the association then with what we have today, certainly we will just bite our tongues, because the issue of mistrust has entered into us so deeply, where people don't trust each other for no just reason.
Nigeria is so blessed with human and natural resources, but unfortunately not good leadership that could have harnessed these resources and made Nigeria a first world nation. It's a shame, but I still hope and pray that things can turn around.
These notwithstanding, this indigenous Christian community has maintained its core Christian values and has continued to be a base for multicultural and multi-religious diffusion.
So that trip to Wusasa Tina, we enjoyed it. And I hope you're having a great time with Newsline. Let's go on a break. More to come. Keep it here.
Customer, link your Airtel number to your national identification number today. Here are easy ways you can do it. Dial *121*1# on your Airtel line and follow the prompts on the screen. Type in your 11-digit government-approved NIN number. You will receive a confirmation message to confirm your entry. You can also visit www.airtel.com.ng/NIN to link your phone number to your NIN. If you do not know your NIN, simply dial *346# to get it. No stress, no wahala.
Airtel, the smartphone network.
See how much it now looks better. Golden pennies and Movita. New look, the same great taste. Golden pennies and Movita. Big Enjoying great taste with natural ingredients. Contains proteins that help maintain a balanced diet.
New look, same recipe.
Golden Penny Semovita, your soul food.
As the countdown to the new year begins, we here at NTA cannot help but look back on a challenging year that has been filled with many lessons. The most important of all being a renewed gratitude for the continuous support of our sponsors, our clients, government at all levels, corporate bodies, advertisers, religious bodies, civil society groups, political parties, businesses and manufacturers, and you, the viewers. As we cross the finish line together, this celebration of new beginnings would simply be incomplete without you there. And we look forward to sharing the coming year with you. Here's to an excellent year ahead.
Welcome back. Now let's continue with cultural matters. When the National Festival of Arts was held in Plateau State, it recreated larger-than-life images of the beauty of communal existence that obtained in Nigeria years ago. Most outstanding was the command performance on how basic and fulfilling life used to be, and how the approach to living is being eroded by and by. Hamis Urugo reports.
When Nigeria speaks of culture, the world pays respect. Here, culture is not about its name only. It is about the beauty of its diversity, the rhythm of its expressions, and the hidden meanings it conjures, and also the people themselves who interpret it. National Festival of Arts and Culture always attempt to give the world an insight of the micro horizon of Nigerian arts and how much is the world paying attention. This time in Jos, the festival in one night brought to bear a historical showcase of colors and costumes that reflect several Nigerian ancient societies. People who translated this message apart, more than as they look, do not in any way impede the message of their dress. It reflects the evolutionary reality of many an African society, when hunting and gathering sustain the world, and when the products of this endeavor fit the dress code of the people. There is the beauty of its display also. When beauty opens its doors, as in this case, it reveals the hidden majesty of African past. I am personally nostalgic, remembering me growing up in a remote village in Kano. Many people will be quick to identify with the Ichu. Now, not too much there. If only as a people, we can take a deep look into these costumes and remember how they shape the life of our forebears and define what they had been as a people, culturally and occupationally, perhaps we'll be better off as a people of the future.
National Arts Festival keeps preserving our heritage. Even with the pandemic, the last edition lived up to its billing. The ancient town of Jua and its Emirate Council in the FCT recently recognized some worthy and patriotic Nigerians from diverse backgrounds. One of them is our very own Fatima Abbas Hassan, General Manager, NTA Channel 5 Abuja, who is now the Iyamatan Kazan Jua. She was honored for her immense contributions to societal growth and development. Abdullahi Ajia captured highlights of the event, which was also used to contract 7 royal weddings and create awareness on COVID-19 prevention.
The historic town of Jua came alive as all roads led to the town's Eid ground, venue of the occasion. The beating of traditional and royal drums, alligator and praise singing depicts an atmosphere of royal glamour in style that set the tone for the day's multiple events. The carnival-like royal convoy ushered in the Sarkin Jua and his Kuji counterparts to the venue. With the attendance overwhelming despite limited invitations sent as a result of COVID-19, the Sarkin Jua seized the opportunity to sensitize his subjects and visitors on the need to use face masks and observe COVID-19 protocols.
I take it as an advantage to enlighten everybody in this program to tell them that coronavirus is real.
Thereafter, the 7 weddings of princes and princesses was contracted by the Imam, who sought Allah's blessings upon the couples.
I'm advising them strongly to be patient.
In promotion of its age-long royalty and for posterity's sake, district heads and some wealthy individuals were turbaned with traditional titles.
What we have seen today, that is purely demonstration of the culture and tradition of Jua people.
Fatima Abbas Hassan and General Manager NTA Channel 5 Abuja, whose traditional title of Iyamatan Kasanjua was announced, was represented by her husband and her investiture proper to be done at a later date.
I think it will be an encouragement because it's a recognition of professional competence and contribution, and it will encourage her to do more.
It means they have impacted on the people, and we pray that they will continue to do their best. So it's a reflection of what the country needs.
We brought them out to recognize them and tell the world that they have been doing good, and to encourage them.
Inshallah, I will meet it in this council. I don't have anything except more than Alhamdulillah.
The conferment of these traditional titles, the Emirate Council maintained, was out of its observation of the individual's contribution towards peace building, community development, as well as being role models to many.
Congratulations to all recipients, especially our own Fatima Abbas Hassan. Now, the saying, none of us is as smart as all of us, has been demonstrated by women farmers in Zuru area of Kebbi State. The plan, which was to make up for the lost harvest caused by flooding, may very well be a model farmers in other parts of the country can adopt. Abdullahi Umar Ilalu will show us how these female farmers operate.
Farming in Zuru Emirate is a true definition of the saying, whatever a man can do, a woman can do better. In almost every activity on the farm, from plantation to harvesting, women of Zuru Kingdom are involved. They vowed to give equal, if not more, contribution as men to the economic development, ensure food security, job creation, and increased wealth in the state and country. In Zuru, you find hundreds of women, both the young and the elderly, working in their farmlands and even work for others to earn more income to their families. The women in high spirit and songs of praise to attract more attention from Governor Atiku Bagudu and the Zuru Local Government Council Chairman Muhammad Kabir Abakar said it requires wisdom to understand wisdom, adding that music is nothing if the audience is deaf. They explained that they are getting support from the state government, noting that if the federal government agricultural policy is without encouragement, people will not embrace it. Some of the women farmers explained that what they need is more intervention from governments to improve and boost their production. They commended the chairman Zuru Local Government Council for his continued support and assistance, which motivated more women to queue into farming business in the area. They charge women in other parts of the state to also venture into businesses for self-sufficiency.
We women in Zuru, men no fit beat us for farming. We don't carry our children go high school. We dey chop rice day, millet day.
It's not only our farm they are working, no. They also work, they have their own personal farms. And as 2 months ago, His Excellency has purchased fertilizer, which was given, some trucks of fertilizer were given to local government chairmen. And as you can see, some of these women, most of them has benefited with this fertilizer to their farms. That's why they are saying they need more.
Thereafter, the council chairman led NTA News to the women's millet farm planted 2 months ago. The new improved millet seedlings supplied farmers by the state government, according to officials of the local government agricultural department, take 3 months before harvesting.
Those women have set an example for others to emulate. Smart initiative. I'll take a break to enable us to take a few messages. Please don't go away.
The counsel of our fathers.
I believe we have fought one civil war too many in this country. So those who experience it will run away from it.
Nigerian youths, let's build our nation together. Nigerian youths are about the greatest assets the country has at the moment. It is therefore not surprising that the administration of President Muhammadu Buhari is strategically responding to the yearnings of the youth through multiple projects and programs. Youth entrepreneurship support years by Bank of Industry, the Youth Investment Fund by the CBN, and several other conditional cash transfer programs. Recruitment of 774,000 social workers, majority of whom are youth, and so many other projects that are beneficial to youths directly or indirectly. If the administration can do all this, definitely with a degree of patience and time, it can achieve more. Nigerian youths must come together to say no to terrorism, no to vandalism, and no to all disruptive tendencies. Hashtag Youth for Greater Nigeria. Pacifying the youths, unifying the nation.
Although social media as a channel of communication is inherently harmless, it becomes harmful and damaging when used without discretion and thoughtfulness. Bad social media users spread rumors and fake news without verification. But good social media users stop, reflect, and verify information before sharing it. Be a good social media user. Stop the spread of fake news. Verify the authenticity of your source and use social media responsibly for a better Nigeria. This message is brought to you by the Nigerian Television Authority, NTA, in collaboration with the National Orientation Agency.
A new edition of TV Guide is out with special focus on the game changer, His Excellency Governor Abdullahi Sule of Nasarawa State. Broadcasting in a digital economy, Maxwell Logo gives an insight. This edition also features Nancy Naji of AIT, a name synonymous with business. Meet the NCDC boss, Dr. Chikwe Ihekweazu. TV Guide, your indispensable companion, also x-rays the relevance of social media in the modern society. Meet some TV professionals who have impacted their spaces and other inspiring stories in sports. Lots more. Grab a copy at the vendor near you or NTA stations nationwide. TV Guide, your indispensable companion.
Our next report is quite touching. Family members of a Nigerian man, Suleiman Olufemi, who has been on death row for 18 years in Saudi Arabia for alleged involvement in the death of a Saudi police officer, have cried out again to the Nigerian and Saudi authorities to effect his release. They made the appeal at the Nigerian in Diaspora Commission office in Lagos, where the chairman, Abike Dabiri Erewa, played host to them. Adiola Komiakere reports.
2002, Suleiman Olufemi traveled to Saudi Arabia for the Lesser Hajj. He was 28 years old at the time. 1 month after his arrival in the oil-rich country, there was a mob action which culminated in a police officer losing his life 3 days later. Suleiman was among 13 other Nigerians arrested. His trial in May 2005 was reported to have been held in secret and conducted in Arabic, which he does not understand, and without proper legal representation. Though he pleaded not guilty, Suleiman has remained in custody for 18 years now on death row. Being the fourth child in a family of 7, his elder brothers and aged parents, who narrated how he left for Saudi Arabia, tearfully appealed to the conscience of Saudi authorities to spare the life of their son.
When it happened, we never knew exactly what happened, because while he was still there, he was sending money and he still sends some electronics. It was in 2005 I learned for the first time in a Punch publication that he is on death row. Then I called him immediately that, Suleiman, this is what I heard about you. He said, well, he too never knew why they were arrested, because most of the procession were done in their absence. And ever since then, we've been trying to get in touch with necessary authorities.
Why I'm here is to plead on behalf of Suleiman Olufemi. He has been a very important boy to me. My job, I had to let it go. Please, I plead with you, before I depart this universe, let my son go.
Chairman, Nigerian in Diaspora Commission, Abike Dabiri Erewa, says Nigerian government has made efforts to secure his freedom by being in constant touch with the Nigerian mission in Saudi Arabia, although Suleiman's release largely depends on the daughter of a slain police officer.
Some people were arrested, I think about 11 people, but he was the only one detained and sentenced to death. Now, 2 things will happen. The daughter of the policeman that was killed is now over 18 years old, so she can decide whether to free Suleiman or to have him killed. And we're hoping that she will listen to that appeal.
She added that Chairman House Committee on Diaspora, Tolutokbe Akonde Shadipe, is also involved in the ongoing dialogue to secure his release.
The Minister of Foreign Affairs has actually escalated it to the level of the governor of Mecca, and our mission in Saudi Arabia also on top of the matter, and so are some Nigerians in the diaspora who are also helping to communicate with the family of the late policeman. So let's be optimistic that it can happen. So hopefully when that happens, We'll come back and talk about the next stages.
It is a known fact that Saudi Arabia applies death penalty for a wide range of offenses which are imposed after secret and summary trial that breach international fair trial standard.
Our prayers are with Suleiman and, of course, his family. We hope he regains his freedom soon. Watch out for updates. A very unusual talent is in Newsline tonight. He happens to be visually impaired, but plays active football. No, I'm not exaggerating. He even outplays his counterparts who have 20/20 vision. For believability, you need to see him in action. Let's quickly join Kayode Oladoshu as he shows us the exceptional skills of this special footballer in the field of play.
My contact with Muyiwa was in the course of another assignment. His zest and skill became touching and inspiring when I discovered his challenge and how he's surviving against all odds. Strange as a version of the game may appear, it is fun for the visually impaired to have a feel of the rounded game. Muyiwa, an athlete, footballer, and a blind soccer coach, reached a brick wall in 1998 with his dream to become a successful footballer. When he became blind, though a turbulent time for him, he never gave up.
When I lost my sight, I thought it's the end of the world. But to the glory of God, when I represented Nigeria in all GS, in all African games, through special sport, I'm running there. So I now think of what I can do for the country. I went to United States of America for Michigan Games, University Games, and I saw a lot of events that the blind people are doing. I did a research that if we can introduce these things in Nigeria, we have a lot of blind people which I'm seeing, so that we can develop it.
Muyiwa is not prevented by his challenge to perform regular domestic work, which leaves members of his family wondering.
What happened to him was a surprise to us. On that day, he came from a football training and complained about his eyes. Since then, he became blind.
We have only one child, so she's used to it. And since then, she grown up to know that her father cannot see.
Sometimes I will close my eyes and see that, let me perform the way he's doing it. I was like, I cannot do anything, I cannot do. And you will see him running. We just see him.
If you kind of person like this, if you just enter inside the bathroom, washing his clothes, then sometimes we carry the ball outside, and we play, we call some of the children, they will play together.
With various medals to his credit, how did Muyiwa come about the introduction of an indoor ball game for the blind called Go Ball in Nigeria?
I cannot say I'm the creator, but I'm an inventor of this Go Ball, because I saw it 2007 when we were in Nigeria. I saw some countries like Egypt. The person that hold me said, which kind of game is this that they are playing? It's the blind people that are playing. I said, let me go there, let me go and check it. So since then, that thing has been ringing in my brain.
As Muyiwa Fatogun summoned courage to live a fulfilling life through a chosen career in sport, his story has proven that life is what you make out of it. When life throws you lemon, you can decide and determine to make lemonade.
Exceptional player, Muyiwa will surely go places. Next up, although pockets of looting and destruction of property shadowed the NSAS protests in Plateau State, love was tested, as you will see in this next report. It's about how some missing persons in Bukuru town of Jos South experience humaneness from some heroes of peace. Rinred Sylvanus Lot reports.
First day of October 2020 started off like any other day, with everyone going about their normal businesses in the town of Bukuru in Jos South local government area of Plateau State. Unknown to many, the day would take a turn that would change their perspectives of life forever as a result of the hijack of the NSAS protest. Victor Anyeze, a 21-year-old, was on his way back home from work when he got caught in the web of miscreants who attacked him in Zachary Ward in Bukuru.
someone came, met up with me and asked me in Hausa, where are you going? And before I could tell him anything, he just started beating me up. So at that point, I really thought it would have been over at that point. Among the people who were able to do this to me, there were also those who were able to save me. Like the nurse herself, she administered first aid. She even gave me food in takeaway.
According to Victor, God sent many lifesavers his way, starting with Umar Hamidu, who saved him from the angry mob.
When I saw the boy being beaten, I realized that I know him and his father because we sell in the same area, and since my religion teaches peace, I decided to help him.
A lokacin ya missed hanyar da ya kamata ya bi. Da ya biyo sai ya haɗu da wayansu yara different places.
I was immediately informed about his predicament, so my youth leader and I rushed, but he was already hurt.
Due to our religion and the cause that I read in school, I've already took an oath and swear to the society that anywhere I found anything that is going to be a problem, I have to rescue and help.
A similar case also is that of Muhammadu Rilwanu, a Muslim yam seller who narrowly escaped death while selling at Gel Bukuru, Jos South local government area.
I went for my normal trading, and all of a sudden, an angry crowd was upon me. But then a man I came to know as a community leader, who is a Christian, took me to his home and gave me food for days.
A Christian community elder, Dagyang Jato, also hid him from an angry mob for days in his home until the situation was calmed.
When I heard that, I have to go there immediately to bring him back to where I lived. We are human beings. We are not animals. We're supposed to behave like human beings. It's animals when they see a stranger, they want to kill it. Even animals doesn't do this enough. We should come back to our senses and do the right thing.
The takeaway here is for everyone to show love to their neighbors, irrespective of tribe or religion.
Summary: when there is love, there will be peace. It's time to embark on the final break. Join us again.
That 35% of every girl child and women are raped on daily basis. Some are killed in the process. Some take their lives in shame. Others remain emotionally dead for life. It is sad. This culture is not ours, definitely not African. How did we allow bad culture to infiltrate and take over? Even if you lack fear for the law, what of fear of God? And you, why do you cover up rape acts when it happens? Remember, a problem shared is a problem half solved. Never cover any rape act because a rapist is a murderer. It could be you or your loved ones next. Women must be treated like the prize giant they are. Say no to rape.
Life can be very eventful. We curiously expect things to happen, even when we don't know what. Our human nature makes us like and repost lots of information. Some are unverified, inciting anger and hate. Sometimes innocently, other times the urge to break it first. This, in most cases, has caused destruction in many nations.
As the countdown to the new year begins, we here at NTA cannot help but look back
on a challenging year that has been filled with many lessons. The most important of all being a renewed gratitude for the continued support of our sponsors, our clients, government at all levels, corporate bodies, advertisers, religious bodies, civil society groups, political parties, businesses and manufacturers, and you, the viewers. As we cross the finish line together, this celebration of new beginnings would simply be incomplete without you there, and we look forward to sharing the coming year with you. Here's to an excellent year ahead.
Zamko Langtang North in Plateau State played host to eminent Nigerians from all walks of life who came to witness the funeral service of former Chief of Defense Staff, General DEBUNKS Bali. Kim Gwatz reports that President Muhammadu Buhari was represented at the event.
The final journey of late General DEBUNKS Bali to his place of rest began with services of songs at Church of Christ in Nations, LCC, Garki, Abuja.
Bali and myself found that
friends and colleagues paid their last respect to a man they described as a patriot, considering his contributions to national unity.
For General Bali, he was liked by everybody. He never played with his work. You cannot go and see him and say you want favor. If that favor means that they are not qualified, you want favor from him because he's senior officer, you are wasting time.
We will ever remain grateful to him as we benefited from his wealth of experience as former Minister of Defense and Chairman, Joint Chiefs of Staff. Perspective he brought to bear in the leadership of the club were critical and solid, which gave solid development of the club.
I've always been very proud to be General Bali's friend. Why? Because he always said there are two things that he knew were common between me and him. And I'll ask him, what are those two things? He said, the first one is our sense of integrity. He said he knew that when I was governor of Plateau State, that I was a man of integrity, that I never corrupted myself. And that was his own style of life.
2 years ago, when I was celebrating my 60th birthday, I sent him a card, but I didn't expect him to come. He insisted and told Auntie that they must come. On my 60th birthday, as we were preparing, they were going to Jos. He insisted. He could hardly walk. Uncle came to my house with Auntie and brought me nice presents. His card is still there.
In a message to the funeral service, President Muhammadu Buhari described the demise of late General DEBUNKS Bali as an irreparable loss to the Nigerian Armed Forces and the nation, whose distinguished military career legacies as Minister of Defense and Chief of Defense Staff united the country.
General Bali's demise is indeed a great loss, not only to the armed forces of Nigeria, but also to his community and the entire nation.
His people found him worthy and bestowed on him the title of Panzi Tarak, the paramount ruler of Tarak people of Plateau State. The late General DEBUNKS Bali was an icon of professionalism, bravery, and discipline.
What followed was a funeral service at the Church of Christ in Nations headquarters, Jos, where Christians were advised to be exemplary in their conduct.
Death comes to all, big and small. Comes to children, to rich and to poor.
He has gone through the righteous God again, and he's with the Lord. So it's now left for us, the ones that are behind. Are we going to be where he is? Are we going to go through the righteous gate?
For Plateau State government, his demise was a great loss, but its solace lies in the fact that the deceased rendered meritorious service to the nation.
We are here to pay our last respect to a worthy son and a patriotic Nigerian who lived purposefully. Plateau State remains grateful to God for giving General Bali, who never brought shame to us, rather he brought us pride.
Late General Tomkat Bali began his military career in 1961 and retired from service in 1990 as the Chief of Defense Staff. The paramount ruler passed on at 80.
His soul rests in peace, amen. Next up, most Nigerians work hard, striving to acquire tangible assets that they can bequeath to loved ones after they exit this world. Many who desire a comfortable future for their family members upon their demise write a will. But for others, it is a taboo to demand that they do same. Erica Evie takes a look at the reluctance of some people towards writing a will and other issues related to it.
Death is described as an inevitable end for all living things. Death can also be described as the termination of life, which occurs at any time with or without signs to indicate. As such, a development is bound to occur. Many go the extra mile to put in place mechanisms that will ensure persons who live to mourn them will continue to enjoy a life without hazards. However, in search of better living conditions and for the avoidance of frictions arising from certain supposed inequalities as regards the apportioning of wealth inherited among beneficiaries, many resort to making a will. To put us on the same pedestal, the definition of a will as a legal document by which a person or the testator expresses his or her wishes as to how his or her property should be shared among beneficiaries may be apt. Being fully aware of what a will is, therefore, have you made your will?
I've not made a will yet, though. I've not yet.
Why?
I will with time, I will. To avoid chaos and problem and trouble when you die, so it's necessary to make a will.
If a testator makes a will, why then should beneficiary contest its authenticity?
It brings trouble. So to me, there is no point to make a will.
Before you could make a will to that person, you might have studied that person very well and know that he is capable, even when you are not alive, if you will not be alive, to handle the family.
A school of thought believes that if a will does not fulfill certain legal requirements, or the maker of the will was not in his best of element during the preparation of the will, especially where the aggrieved beneficiary is unsatisfied with conditions contained therein.
Most times people challenge wills because they feel the will maker has not represented their interests or they are not accommodated in the making of the will. So they have to go to court to challenge the will.
I encourage as much as possible that whenever there is a will, let it be registered with the probate division, especially before the testator passes on.
Most people that do not, subscribe to making a will is as a result of ignorance.
Respondents advise that wills should be validly made in accordance with the law to accommodate extended and polygamous families, since wills are meant to shun unpleasant situations upon the death of its owner.
Heal and save your loved ones from falling out after your demise. There's nothing to fear. Let's now rejoin Claire in Abuja for news just coming in.
All right, and news just in says that the attention of the EBONYI State Police Command has been drawn
to a distorted and misleading video in circulation on social media platform that Fulani herdsmen were being attacked and chased out of Ebonyi State by faceless groups. To set the record straight, the command wishes to state that on the 2nd of January 2021, one Fulani herdsman, Elijah Damu, residing at Uzibo village in Nkaleke Chaba Bishiri community in Ebonyi local government area of Ebonyi State, decided to relocate with some members of his family to Taraba State in search of greener pastures for his cows as the dry season is setting in. Elijah Damu also informed the village chairman and Ichaba Development Center coordinator before his peaceful and voluntary relocation. For the avoidance of doubt, Elijah Damu left 7 other members of his family, including Elijah Musa Damfu and 6 others who are still residing at the same settlement with some of their cattle. Therefore, the command wishes to re-emphasize that before this video, the command have no record of threats to the life of the peace-loving herders or their cows, neither to those residing in the said camp or in the entire state. It may also interest the public to know that the Fulani community on the 2nd of January 2021 paid Christmas and New Year visits to His Excellency, the Executive Governor of Ebonyi State, and nothing of such threat was reported. However, the mischief makers and the enemies of the state made a voice record over the video to create panic, mislead the public, and misrepresent the peaceful coexistence of the herders and their host communities in Ebonyi State. The command therefore urges the general public to disregard the video as fake, baseless, and mischievous, and go about their lawful businesses. Meanwhile, the Commissioner of Police, Ebonyi State, CP Philip Sule Maku, has ordered full-scale investigation into the matter with a view to arresting those behind the fake video for possible prosecution. The CB is also reassuring the general public, particularly the Fulani herdsmen and their host communities in Ebonyi State, of the command's continuous commitment to ensure the safety and security of their lives and properties. And that ends the news flash from here in Abuja and concludes Newsline tonight. From me and on behalf of Becky and the production crew, it's good night.